All right, here we go. Kevin Christopher Smith, the minister down at Simply Amazing Ministries right here, the Red Roof Church.
The Red Roof.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember when you had that dedication over there about 4 years ago.
Yes,
what y'all got going on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday?
Well, we're celebrating our ninth church anniversary this weekend, beginning on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 4. Got a amazing speaker there, Pastor Jackson, out of Nashville, Tennessee, and then we've got Dr. Victoria Gray will be here with us Sunday afternoon. So we're looking forward to that. 9 years.
9 years. I remember you run your services here about 9 years ago, I guess. Long time
It's
ago.
been a minute, hasn't it?
Yeah,
We've got to
long time ago.
Yeah.
So you guys continue to grow down there. Got that big, beautiful facility.
Yeah.
And that is right off 72. What's the name of the road? What's the road it's on?
You can turn on Hines Street.
Okay. It's right off Hines Street, right off
Hines
72.
Street, 72.
All right, you guys going on. What are some of the good things y'all always got going on over Simply Amazing?
Well, we just started something this year where we're trying to do a Fifth Sunday Unity Fellowship service with some of the local churches, local pastors. We've been Facebooking it and trying to get some.
Like May was a 5 Sunday.
We just had one this past last month, and we did that over at Pleasant Grove with Pastor Jude over there. And so we're trying to rotate it between churches and trying to get all the churches involved, Hispanic, Caucasian, African American, just trying to pull together, the city of Athens.
What do you, Chris, when you speak to your congregation now and other people, with all the stuff you see across the country now with this black-white issue, with a white cop or mistreating a black, and when people hear the whole story, there's always two sides to everything.
Right.
How do you talk to people and deal with people like that?
Well, I always have to, first of all, take it back to the Bible, always. A lot of times we feel like because we are flesh, we want to, the first thing we want to do is lash out. But we have to go back to the scriptural principles and of what Jesus taught, and love your neighbor. Even if they treat you wrong, if they
no retaliation.
No retaliation. So you have to. Sometimes it is a challenge to not retaliate, but you have to have a foundation. You have to go back to the Bible and just say, okay, really, what would Jesus do?
But some people are just bad.
They are, and it's terrible.
Protest in the wrong way. Yeah.
There's always simple solutions. A lot of times we feel like we've always heard it say like this: meekness is not weakness. So there are always certain ways to handle a situation, and just because you take the high road, it doesn't make you a weak individual. It really makes you a wise individual.
We have been somewhat here in Alabama or in the South blessed that none of this has happened, like the Baltimore, the St. Louis types, Ferguson deals.
Yeah.
Why is that? Does people know better restrained or what?
I can't.
That's a good question.
I can't answer that. I think here in the South, I think if you had my type of upbringing, you got the switch. You got
go get it off the tree.
So you got that strong discipline at home, and I think in some situations it could go back to the discipline in the home. There's a lot of disrespectful youth that we have today that in my day, in your day, you probably would have gotten
You're comparing that to cities that most of those children don't have a father figure around at all anyway.
Yes.
Their mothers are working full time, so they're lacking any kind of discipline.
Issue. Yeah,
they all need a good switch.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you never got no whooping, did you?
I had a lot in my day.
Now, where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Rogersville.
Rogersville. You told me that earlier. Yeah, Rogersville.
I was the mischievous child.
Yeah. Go get a switch off that tree, and I'll teach you a lesson.
I always got the smallest.
You're so soft-spoken, you'd never think that.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think we'll win an Alabama National Championship again this year?
I think we will be in contention for it.
Oh, come Come on, I think we'll win it
And-
again.
and,
He
you
thinks
know,
that
We
every
missed out the
year,
last
Chris.
2 years, barely.
Barely.
Hey,
no.
you know I'm an ordained minister now through the internet, and I'm doing my first
Wow.
wedding between a man and a woman.
Good.
On
That's good.
November 1st.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
May have to call you and get
Let's
some
come out and
tips.
support you.
Yeah. Good. Well, anyway, it's good to see you
Have
again,
fun
and
with
good
it.
luck
See
this
you
week
too.
again. What time's everything start down at Temple of Mason?
Saturday, we will kick out the service off at 4 p.m. And then on Sunday, the afternoon service, I believe that service is slated to start at 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's good to see you again.
Good to see you all,
Tell
too.
your neighbor Billy Lee we said hello when
Yes,
you see
sir.
him.
Will do. Thank you,
All
sir.
right. Thank you, buddy.
All right,
Good
thank
to
you.
see you.
You too.
Take a break. We'll come up with our 2 stars next. Y'all hang on.